Jasmine D210 Sports. Coach, y'all went from offensively 27 points in the first half, only 6 in the second. From your perspective, what kept y'all off the scoreboard in those last 2 quarters?
Yeah, some of it's us, some of it's them. I mean, you got to give their coaching staff and players credit for making plays and hanging in there to give themselves a chance to come back, and they did. And, we needed obviously another score or move the football to eat up time. And they did a good job. I thought their defensive front, they got a ton of pressure on us. They had 4 sacks, I think, but 4 or 5 sacks, I'm not sure. And a ton of pressure hitting Luis while he's throwing the football. So they did a better job up there and getting after him. And, and then we popped some runs. But overall, at the end of the game, we needed to run it out. We have a big run, and we end up losing the football. So, again, give their players and coaches credit.
And then one more question. There was surprisingly little use of your run game today. Was that part of your philosophy for how to attack this game, or just something that happened with the way the game flowed?
I'm not so sure that's quite accurate. We ran the football for 108 yards. So that's pretty good. And we trying to see rushing attempts. We had 19, they had 24. So, and anyway, I don't know. They did a good job on us sometimes, but then we popped a fair amount of them too, So when you rush for 108, that's pretty decent in this league.
Ron Murray, K104 coach, midway through the season. Is there a level of consistency you may want to see from your offense that you've seen from your defense so far this part of the year?
Well, it's give and take. Our defense, we hadn't given up 3 touchdowns the whole year, I don't think. And they have 3 on us today. So defense was, again, give, their coaching staff, coaches credit. They did a nice job. I thought Jordan Teamo did a great job. Even though he's 50% maybe completion, he worked the ball when he needed to, and he ran the football in some tight, important situations, and he hurt us, running the football also. So he's a good player, and they do a nice job using him. And defensively, we had a fair amount of busts where we broke down a few times, where someone didn't run a stunt that we needed them to, or let the quarterback get out. So some of it, we didn't execute as well as we needed, but also some of it was their good play that, that worked us a little bit.
All right, and with the second half of the season for the next 5 games, they're on the road. Do you have to adopt, a road warrior mentality and things of that nature? Because, of course, you all play well at home, but, controlling your destiny is going to be on the road. Just your thoughts about that.
Yeah, I'm not much of a saying guy, just we got to play well. And wherever you go, here or on the road, and execute assignments properly. Don't have busts. Don't turn the football over. That was when you turn the football over, we were on a drive right there after that big run. That was those are hard to overcome. So.
All right, Jason, you are good to go.
Hey, Coach, Jason with the X-Fan Show. You had a great game, just a few miscues like you said earlier, but next week you guys are on the road. You come to St. Louis. You've already beaten St. Louis once. But what are you going to tell your guys, and how are you going to prepare them for the noise that's going to be in St. Louis?
Well, we'll work on, crowd noise to some degree, and whether it be silent counts or whatnot, as we work through the week, that's just something you got to do, continually when you're, working with crowd noise.
Thanks, Coach.
All right, Alan, you are good to go.
Yes, Coach. Sorry about the loss there. But on a positive, Ajene Harris seemed to come up big. He's now leading the league in interceptions. Can you talk about Ajene Harris and his contribution to the team?
Yeah, Ajene does a great job, continually coming up with big plays. And, he plays multiple positions, and moving them around, so he understands all the positions. really a bright player on top of being a skilled player. And anyway, so Ajene does a great job. But you got to give Stevie Jones, a little bit of credit for the touchdown last week. He's the one that broke the ball up.
And in this game, it did seem like the DC defenders seemed to hang around just enough. Would you attribute that more to what they were doing or to something else?
Yeah, it's what I said earlier. Credit their coaching staff. Both sides of the ball, they did a nice job. Special teams, and then at times we didn't quite execute as well as we would like. With, like I already mentioned, it busted assignments on defense and giving up deep balls. And we knew that coming in, that they had hit more deep balls in the league than anybody, and did on us. And then offensively, we needed more production in the second half to either separate more or to eat up clock to win the game.
Appreciate you, Coach. Thank you.
Where's Oscar?
Oscar's not here today.
Oh, man. It's Sunday. He must be in church.
That too.
All right. Thank you. All right. All good, Daryl?